What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to Wednesday evening's Anfield Agenda News Roundup, where I have a packed video for you. We're going to be discussing some nominations for some Reds staff members, our coach, and of course some of the players. We're going to talk about criticism headed in the direction of Mohamed Salah, not from us, from the outside, but we'll talk about it. We'll ask, how likely is it that we sign Antoine Semenyo in January, as those reports are increasing by the day. We'll talk about a couple of other bits and pieces, including a new commercial partnership for the club, and lots more over the next 8 to 10 minutes. As always, we'd love to know your thoughts. Let us know in the comments section. Drop a like on this video if you enjoy it, and hope to see you back here tonight at 8:45 for the late night agenda. Right, to kick us off today, folks, we're going to talk about the confirmed officials for the game against Nottingham Forest on Saturday. Remember, it is a 3 p.m. kickoff. The referee for the game is going to be Andy Madley. His assistants are going to be Adrian Holmes and Simon Long. Fourth official is Adam Herzig, and then the VAR and assistant VAR are James Bell and Mark Scholes. Of course, the Reds want to get back to winning ways, and we will be putting out a preview for the Forest game on Friday. Right, we mentioned those awards that lots of people have been nominated for. Well, firstly, Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards have been nominated for the Globe Soccer Best Sporting Director 2025 award. Is it just me who hates anything with the word soccer in it, by the way? I don't like it one bit. I know, it's football. It's football. It's football, right? It's football. Football Association of Ireland. Football Association of Great Britain. It's football, not soccer. But look, anyway, I digress. Let's move on. It is something that really annoys me, though. I can't lie about it. It's just the Americanization of it. I just don't like it. It's football. Anyway, had I mentioned I didn't like it? Let's move on to speak about another nomination. This time it's Arne Slot, who's been nominated for the Globe Soccer Best Coach 2025 award. Next up, Mohamed Salah, Alexander Isak and Florian Wirtz have all been nominated for the Globe Soccer Best Men's Player 2025. Insert angry grunt there. Do let us know your thoughts on those nominations, and of course, if you think any of them will be successful. Now, Paul Gorst of the Echo has confirmed another commercial partner for the Reds. This will be a company you've heard of before. Many times I'm left shrugging my shoulders thinking, who are these commercial partners? Never heard of them before. This time, I'm far more confident. Liverpool have added another blue chip company to their growing stable with a new multi-year agreement with PayPal signed. I did have to go back and check, was this like 2010 when I seen PayPal's name come up? I can't even remember the last time I used PayPal, honestly. But that is another blue chip company, which means Liverpool up there working with the biggest boys in world finance. And of course, the more commercial partnerships the club could bring in, the more revenue. So surely that's a good thing. Now, Fabrizio Romano, via the Here We Go podcast, said, there is a good chance we'll see Antoine Semenyo moving in the January transfer window, maybe 60-70% for the January move, and we keep 34% for the summer transfer window. It's not guaranteed, but I would keep it open. Let's see what's going to happen in January. Now, I've got more on Semenyo from Fabrizio Romano in a moment, but just a reminder of the news that I brought to you guys last night. It's our understanding that Mark Gay has given his word that he will join Liverpool Football Club. Now, I can't tell you whether that's going to be in January or in the summer, because honestly I don't know, but that was a bit of information that we received yesterday, and of course we spoke about on last night's show. I would talk about Milos Kerkez talking about aliens, but I think we'll save that for tonight because it feels like a more interactive topic. Now, Sky Sports put out a piece the other day that said that Liverpool have the second easiest run of fixtures coming up. But Opta, well, they've said a little bit differently, because could the tide start to turn for Liverpool? Writes anything Liverpool. But now we see Liverpool have the easiest run of fixtures according to Opta analysts. And look, I'll take it, but we've got to back it up with points. The next 5 games for me needs a minimum of 13 points for the Reds. Do let me know your thoughts on it. But look, it's good that maybe we have an easier run coming up, but it's only easier on paper, right? It's still the Premier League. You've got to go out there and earn the right to get these 3 points, and that has to start with Nottingham Forest at Anfield on Saturday. So, Standard Sport reckon that Alisson Becker is expected to take part in full first-team training for the first time on the next couple of days, going towards the game against Nottingham Forest on Saturday. Hopefully, he is in contention then for the game, but he has been out since the end of September with that hamstring injury, and good news there from Standard Sport suggesting that he could be back training very, very soon. Let's be honest, we need him. Nothing against Georgi Mamardashvili, but Alisson Becker just gives that bit of calm reassurance to everybody out there, and he's the best goalkeeper in the world, in my opinion. Now, I did mention at the start of the video that there was going to be some criticism aimed towards Mohamed Salah. It's not from me, it's not from you, heck, it's not even from opposition fans at this point. Bild over in Germany, or Sport Bild, have said Mohamed Salah is increasingly becoming a major problem for Liverpool and Florian Wirtz. Now, of course, they're probably looking at this through very German-tinted eyes, and I understand where they're coming from, but let me read it out to you and see what you think. They write, it's noticeable that he's overlooked Wirtz and hasn't made any other summer signings, who together cost around €500 million, shine. Salah has provided 3 assists this season, all of which led to goals, all for the players who have been with the club longer. Well, of course, assists lead to goals, lads. It's hardly not going to lead to a goal. It isn't an assist if it doesn't lead to a goal. So let's stop with stating the obvious. But what do you think about that? Now, I've said many times over the past couple of weeks, I do think it's time to start looking past Mohamed Salah to the future, not dropping him, just not guaranteeing him a starting place week in and week out. I think with him going to the AFCON, it gives the manager a perfect time to start looking at the likes of Ekitike, Wirtz, Alexander Isak and others, and start to find a formation that works. Add into that the fact that I know Mo isn't going away yet, but the next 5 games are potentially easy enough. You would think and hope that the manager figures out a way to make all of this work. But on that, I want to know your thoughts on what Bill there have said. They're basically saying that Salah's ignoring some of the new signings. Could it be that he just hasn't built up a relationship on the pitch with those players yet? Or is there something more sinister to it? I don't think there is, for what it's worth, but of course would love to know your thoughts on it. Lewis Steele has said that Liverpool turned down the potential to sign left-wingers in the summer, such as Paris Saint-Germain's Bradley Barcola and Real Madrid's Rodrigo, due to the emergence of youngster Rio Ngamoa. The problem with this, though, comes, as I've said many times, we're not seeing Rio Ngamoa. So if the manager doesn't want to block the pathway through, that's fine. But then we're going to have to accept that we're intentionally leaving ourselves short in attack, because Rio shouldn't be ready yet. I don't think he is ready yet. He's 17, plenty of time to develop. But how long can the club ignore the obvious, that we're selling ourselves short? The manager won't play Chiesa. Rio Ngamoa isn't getting chances, so we've got an injury-prone Isak at the minute, a Salah who's out of form, and we've got an Ekitike who's still settling in, and a Gakpo who has been replaced by Wirtz on the left wing a bit. Not enough options there for me, and I do hope that we do make the move for Antoine Semenyo in January, because yes, I understand not blocking the pathway through for Rio, but the likes of Antoine Semenyo can play on either side, is 2-footed, and I don't think it would necessarily block that pathway. So, a couple of journalists have been reporting today. Greg Evans and AD Jones have said a number of clubs are interested in taking Trey Nyoni on loan in January. If a suitable opportunity opens up, Liverpool are willing to listen, but that also depends on the fitness and form of other senior midfielders. Again, that makes sense to me. I love Trey Nyoni as a footballer, big fan, but if he can go and get more first team minutes, I think that's probably a good thing. Also, same couple of journalists have said, if a left-sided forward became available who was too good for Liverpool to turn down, then circumstances may change. However, that would mean blocking Ngamoa's pathway, something the club want to avoid. But is it? Let me pitch you something. Arne Slot doesn't want to play Chiesa. It's not me, it's not you, it's not Liverpool fans, but the manager doesn't want to play him. So how about we bring in a forward like Semenyo, who the manager will want to play, move Chiesa on again, not because I want to, but because what's the point of having a player earning £7 million a year and taking up a squad place if he isn't going to be played? So I don't think this Rio Ngamoa pathway stuff is going to wash too long, because we still are looking at deficiencies in our attack, and Semenyo would help fill those gaps. They go on to say Rio Ngamoa has not featured for the youth teams once this season, because if he drops down and plays for the 21s, he misses 3 days of first team sessions, the day before the match day, and the following day for recovery. But we're not doing anything to help him. So Rio's missing underage football, he's not getting senior football, and yes, he's training in and around the first team players, which is brilliant. But if he's not getting minutes, if he's not getting repetition, surely this also isn't good for his development. And finally, Fabrizio Romano has said that Liverpool are interested and keen on a potential deal for Antoine Semenyo. They are considering the possibility. Now, we know that 65 million is the price tag for Antoine Semenyo in the January market. We know that that fee lowers in the summer. We don't know to quite how low, but we also know that both the winter and I think the summer transfer market have dates in them where that release clause is valid. You would expect it to be the start of January, because Bournemouth would have to bring in a replacement. So, Covered quite a lot there today, folks, but I want to know your thoughts on the build accusations, of the sport build accusations against Mohamed Salah. I want to know your take on Antoine Semenyo and the Rio and Gamoa pathway. And again, do you agree that the manager could look to sell Chiesa to bring in Semenyo and it would give us that extra body on the bench that the manager trusts? Again, I want to re-emphasise, I love Chiesa, I'm sure you do, but ultimately he's not getting repetition, he's not getting game time, and it's costing the manager and the team options. So that's it from me for now. I'll be back tonight at 8:45 for the late night agenda. Appreciate all your feedback as always. We'll talk soon. Much love. Bye-bye.